Shalom. First and foremost, all praises, glory, honor goes to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. Ba'ashem, Makako Das, double honors to the elder apostles, a great millstone that taught us this truth. Salutation, all Yakin, pushing this word day in and day out, doing this quick lesson on, the travel industries as a whole is getting fucked right now, man. Why? Because they're getting ready to, bring out these smart cities. Lockdowns, travel restrictions. They bringing back that essential, non-essential, essential, non-essential flavor that they had in 2020. We all remember. Okay. Basically, if you're driving and you don't have, let's say you don't have no purpose, no money making purpose, that you can't do at home, then, they ain't gonna let you on the road, man. Pretty soon the roads is gonna be only for like delivery drivers, medical issues, things of that nature, what they call essential or important tasks, man. All right. And then they're gonna get rid of delivery drivers a little bit after that. They're gonna use drones and shit when the airspace is fully cleared, but there ain't no more people flying from LA to New York, New York to LA, DC to Atlanta, vice versa, right? Miami to such and such. Then they're gonna bring out their drones because it's gonna be a military airspace, man. All right. So they could bring out their drones. The drones will just fly a lot lower, than the military crafts and so forth, rations, things of that nature. But those are nigga cities, man. Atlanta, Houston. Look at that Edomite woman. There's more traffic on the road. Look at that. These are all nigga cities right here, man. With Atlanta leading, half of these Atlanta sodomites ain't working. Fuck TSA too, man. Them niggas treated me bad the last time I flew. Treated me like a nigga, All right. I think I put curses on TSA in Florida and here, man. They was letting all the Edomites pass through, but patting down all the Jakes, man. So fuck TSA, man. Yeah, you got people booking multiple flights, man. Multiple flights. The people that got some type of money, because if they cancel one, they're able to get on the other, man. Because people are sleeping at airports. The airport's looking like a homeless camp right now, man. People spending a whole week in the airport, no showers, nothing. They gotta take bird baths, because a lot of people can't afford hotels. People traveling on their last dollar. You had a big obese nigga woman. The airliner told her to buy 2 seats because she couldn't fit. And she didn't have money to buy the second seat. She had to fucking call her family or some shit, man. Do a GoFundMe. These are rental car companies. The rental car companies start going up. Turo. If you got a fucking Turo, your shit is priced high right now. You're able to get top dollar for your Turo because people are like, fuck it, I'll drive. But I think rental cars will be even better because they ain't got to worry about, they could drop it off at, let's say they're using Enterprise rent a car. I remember Enterprise used to have a thing where, you pick it up from Baltimore, and then, you live in Memphis. You could drop the shit off in Memphis and shit, Trains probably expensive as hell. Because they don't want you to move. I remember one time, man, I'll never forget this. Like, I was flying to Florida and I was late, man. I think I woke up late. Something happened. I was just late. I was like in my late 20s and I was late as fuck. You know, my flight was supposed to leave at like 8 or 9. I remember it was an early morning flight. I had to like literally run through the airport like a movie scene. I was like literally running off the train. I think I called the taxi. This is before Uber. This had to been like early 2010s, 2010, 2011. I remember I called a taxi. Taxi came pick. I was like, I told the taxi driver, I was like, hey man, pick this shit up, man. I'm late. I got a flight. And he's like, okay. So he's moving a little bit better. And then he drops me off at the metro. Here we call the train, the public train system, metro here. So I hopped on the metro. I transferred on to the line that takes me to the fucking airport. Get off at the airport stop. I'm running in there, man. Like I'm running, hauling ass. Got my suitcase, everything. I'm running. And then I tell the TSA at the gate, I'm like, yo, I got a flight at like 10 minutes from now. I'm supposed to leave. This lives like, I mean, the Eve at the time, showing you TSA used to be cool before these new bozos, these new assholes they hired. She's like, oh shit, what? All right, go. They ain't even like pat me down, check my ID, none of that shit. They just let me go. So I just went in that bitch, man. I dropped off my luggage at the little spot, and I remember that the whole plane held up just for little old me, man. I remember the whole plane was supposed to depart, but they waited for me to get on, man. I was like, hey, that's the spirit of the Lord, right? Because I damn sure would have had to wait till the next plane, in today's age, because this happened, like I said, like 15 years ago, right? But I mean, those days are long gone, man. Especially all the security measures in place now. You got wars and rumors of wars. They ain't letting Jake just slide in on a plane. I didn't even get pat down, none of that shit. Security scan, none of that. They just let me on this shit. All right, showing you that, hey, we men of the Lord, which I believe I'm one of them. We got fucking immunity, man. Yeah, so now I wouldn't be flying. I know this young boy, he like 22. He's a young man, but I call him young boy because he's young enough to be my son. I'm like 20 years older than him. And he's like, I was like, yeah, I was trying to call you, man. On some business shit. And he's like, yeah, I was in Colombia. He's like a passport, bro. I'm like, nigga, you like 21, 22, you already a passport, bro. You ain't really got experience with Babylon women, but that's how fucked up shit is out here. I know I'm getting off topic, but I forgot to ask him, yeah, how was the airports? I know you had a delay. I've been hearing a lot of shit on the news, but I ain't really talked to him too long. Because, I was more in a business mode, business mindset. But, yeah, people going through it, man, traveling, man. Which traveling is a big industry because people have a lot of problems. And, I'm not going to lie, man, if you like me, and most people that like to travel, the trip to especially an exotic destination, that'll get your mind off the bullshit. All right, it'll definitely clear your mind. It's definitely good for a reset. That's the best way I can describe it. It's definitely good to, it's good for your soul, good for your spirit, man. To do a good reset, a clean reset, man. Of course, you're going to come back to hell, but, but it's always good to, even if it's you ain't got to fly, even if it's a drive, you take a drive to these different beaches out here. Because, it's about to get nice, like for good in like another month and some change. So, if the society's still going, I may take a road trip, man. If all hell ain't breaking loose yet, or all these restrictions, martial law, take a quick road trip. But I'm definitely not going in the air though, right? But they saying train service is seeing record ridership. Probably got to book a train. Goddamn, 2 months out right now, man. All right. Which you got a lot of people that even before this was taking trains because they don't, believe in flying, man. All right. So this is from the IB Times, International Business Times, showing you that this next lockdown is about to be global, just like 2020. It says the IEA reveals 10-point plan to ease oil costs amid Middle East supply crisis. Here's the list, all right? So the International Energy Agency, IEA, has published a 10-point emergency plan telling governments, businesses, and households how to cut oil demand as the Middle East conflict chokes off 1/5 of the global, which is all done by design, of the global oil supply, right? So I'm gonna read the 10 points, man. Number one, work from home where possible. I mean, I had experienced this because at the time in 2020, I had an office job, and we weren't going in the office, so which was a blessing to me, man. I was able to work from home and shit, man. I'm fucking taking a nap on my own couch while I'm working, while it's slow and shit, watching movies. I remember I was playing video games. I was doing all that while on the clock, getting paid, playing, beating story mode of certain games that I wouldn't play on my own time. I'll play it while I'm working because, it's keeping me awake and shit while I'm working. Because I used to work night shift. All right. But there was a couple times I got in trouble. Like, I probably overslept a couple times. I remember them fuck niggas suspended me, I think 3 days. So I said, fuck it. I went to the beach for them 3 days. Went by my damn self. I didn't take my demon, my woman, or nothing. I just went by my damn self. Was chilling. So, it says 3 days per week could cut national car oil demand by 2 to 6%, with individual drivers saving up to 20%. Reduce highway speed. They're gonna enforce this shit by 10 kilometers an hour, which that's like roughly 25 miles an hour. So let's say this. Damn, that's crazy. So let's say the speed limit. Here in Maryland, it's like 55 on most highways. 55. It used to be. I remember when it used to be 65, but they slowed it down to 55. And so that means 30 miles an hour on the highway, man. How many tickets Esau gonna make money off of, man? People driving like 30, 40 miles an hour on the highway. Number 3, encourage public transport, like your city bus, metro bus, shuttles. Certain ride shares. You know how they used to have the Uber pool. I don't know if they still got that. I ain't rode an Uber in a minute. But the Uber pool, Lyft, shared rides, stuff like that, man. You can count that as public transport too. Alternate private car access to roads in large cities on different days based on the number plate. Okay, so basically, if you're even plate, you drive Monday, Wednesday, Friday. You're odd plate this week, you drive Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. And everybody don't drive on Sunday. They're going to do shit like that, man. Number 5, increase car sharing. Okay, so that's like I was saying about the Lyft and Uber. And adopt efficient driving practices, including tire pressure checks and reduce idling. Yeah, so you got certain laws in place. Even right now, you're not, in certain cities, you're not allowed to idle, which means you could run your car and you just sitting in it, or you're not in your car. Like where I live in Maryland, it's illegal to start your car. How it's cold in the morning, or cool, chilly, because we're out of winter. So it's still kind of chilly in the morning, like 40 something degrees, right? Look like them 30-degree mornings are long gone, or it'll be rare. So you start your car, run in the house, use the bathroom, whatever, get a snack, and then come back outside. That's literally illegal in Maryland. But it'll be illegal everywhere real soon. because you are wasting gas doing that. You know, every time you start your car up, you're using gas, man. All right. So number 6, improve efficiency for freight vehicles and commercial deliveries. Yeah, so they, you know, all these delivery vehicles, more than likely they're gonna be EVs, which Amazon's already ahead of the curve when it comes to that. All right. Shift LPG away from transport, man. What the fuck is LPG? Let's look it up, man. I don't know what that shit is. LPG. Okay, liquefied petroleum gas. Okay. Like propane and shit. Avoid air travel where alternatives exist. So since the IEA said a 40% cut to business flights could lower jet fuel demand. Yeah, because everything's going to war, man. All the energy, like the energy is going to 2 places right now: war and AI. You know, all the energy, because Americans do overconsume, you know, power. Like a nigga have his laptop running, his PS5 running, his like 2 smartphones running, all this at once. His smart TV, his fucking desktop or computer, and you know, all at once, man. You know, then going live and, you know, doing all types of weird shit. Watch a movie. He's watching a movie on another screen while he's playing a game and live streaming, and got the music playing and the boombox and the, you know, it's just you know, Americans, that's the normal American way, man. All right. So switch to gas or LPG. Cooking to electronic, yeah, because, you know, they I think certain states done banned gas stoves, man. So, you know, people got to use electronic stoves, which the food tastes better on the gas stove as well too. All right. Because I remember my demons cooking, you know, like last place I lived had a gas stove, and, you know, and now we have an electric stove. And I noticed the difference in their cooking. Their cooking was way better on the gas stove, man. Allow industries to shift to alternative feedstock. All right, so there you have it. That's the 10-point plan, man. So let me get this precept. 2 Ezra 15 and 17. A man shall desire to go to a city and shall not be able, man. So you're gonna desire to go into a city and shall not be able. It's gonna be, because I remember it's beautiful that this 10-point plan that came out, because I remember Bill Gates of hell, he said some shit about a 3-day work week, a 4-day work week. So, you know, whatever you know, however you make your money now, let's say you working a 5-day work week, you got to figure this shit out in half the time, man. You know, but the Lord's gonna make a way for us, man. We gonna make money, you know, while the money system is still going. So we gonna make money during these times, in the coming weeks or whatever, coming days, coming months, however long this thing takes to kick off. All right, you ain't gonna be able to just like willingly go to the gym, you know. Everything's gonna be tracked. More than likely they're gonna have some type of app, some tracker app, you know. Old people gonna have hell in this time, because everything's gonna convert over to digital. So, you know, older people, baby boomers, they not good with technology. They barely know how to open up an app on their phone, man. You know, so, you know, the elderly people, senior citizens, like over the age of 70, they struggle with technology. So I remember this one random Jake, you know, he didn't know how to use Google Maps. I had to like map wherever address he needed for him, man. You know, it's probably about a year or 2 ago. And I willingly did it, you know, because I was like, hey, look, if that was my parents, because my parents are older in age, they're baby boomers, you know, I would want somebody to help them too. So, you know, but that's the times we living in, man, you know. Everything digital, everything electronic. Let me get 2 Corinthians. I ain't brought this precept out in a while. This used to be like one of my favorite scriptures, man. 2 Corinthians 2:11. Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. So this devil can't outsmart us, man, because we know the play. We know what he wants, man. We know the end game. We know prophecy. We know, like, we're in the last days of using cash, man. The final days. All right. I mean, Trump warned you people last so-called holiday season, which is crazy. That shit was like 4 months ago. That excuse me. That what did he say? He said some shit talking about yeah, this is gonna be your last Christmas, your last holiday season as we know it, right? Meaning, you willingly able to go Christmas shopping and do all this folly, go to your Christmas holiday parties and shit like that, all that's a thing of the past, man. All right, like, it's looking like this summer is going to be totally different than last summer. Completely, like 100% different. You know what I'm saying? It's because, why? Because especially dealing with the energy, a lot of people going to have their AC running and shit like that. They're going to institute blackouts, rolling blackouts, things of that nature. All right. Like, it's about to get crazy, man. They about to bring back what they call it, what they call that shit, the Zoom schools and shit, the Zoom classes. All that's about to come back. Virtual learning, that's what they call it. Virtual learning is about to come back in a big way. This is the will of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, man. I mean, you people got your warning in 2020, man. Yeah, I don't know what to say to you this second time, man, when it goes live, man. We get Revelation 12:12. It's Revelation 12:12. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. So the so-called white man knows he has but a short time, man. So he's about to bring the all-out blitz on you, man. The fucking 11-man blitz. He's bringing the whole house, man. Which really is the Lord blitzing 2/3 in these heathen nations, man. These heathens just for being heathens, but these 2/3, man, because you being wicked, man. You falling after the heathens. You falling after your father, the devil, man. So you're gonna die the death of a devil, man. You're gonna get tortured like the devil, So these elites, man, they see certain demons they consulted with. They ain't, popping up no more. They see, certain enchantments ain't working no more. They seeing a lot of people waking up. Hey, that's a spirit. I see a cloud in the form of a chariot, shape of the chariot, man, right there, man. So call Lord Yahweh Shem outside. Yeah, they see all that, man. You see the chariots, man, the mass multitudes of chariots. You got a whole government agency dedicated to looking into the heavens. So they see the angels, fucking NASA, man. In Greenbelt, Maryland, man. All right. And that joint, they got, you can't just go up in there, man. They got fucking guarded security, like armed security there, man. They'll shoot the shit out you if you try to break in, and whoop your ass. You be in the spirit realm, they still whooping on you, just for even trying. But Yeah, it's looking like I don't know why they recommend these ugly ass shoes. These like some shoes Edomites will wear. But yeah, that's the spirit. They got the boots on because it's wartime, man. It's time to gird up, man. You know, you got brothers doing lives right now. You know, while I'm doing this video, man. So this 10-point plan, man. What's this called? What's this agency? The International Agency, Energy Agency. When was this? When was it founded, man? When was this created, man? Creation date, man. I gotta look this up, man. Cause I never heard about this, man. And then I wrap it up, man. Esau just making shit out of his ass, man. It's always good to know certain things. Okay, so this was created November 1874, man. You know, due to the oil crisis then, right? And guess what? You got an oil crisis now. Guess what? In 74, your dad or granddad was a young man in 74, a young child or whatever, depending on how old you brothers are, man. Because you do got certain brothers, they like Gen Z. So in 74, their dad was probably like a baby or a little child, you know. So, hey, we living in beautiful times, man. All right, look, 32 member countries. So this is gonna go global, man. You know, whatever they about to pull next, you got a straight out blackout in Cuba, man. All right, going on right now. Nobody wants to talk about. So I'm gonna end it there, man. Till next time.